Hello, Jake. Welcome to today's cooking show where we bake with Jake. How you all doing
Yes,
today?
baking with Jake.
Yeah,
I'm good. How are you?
I'm terrific. Thank you very much. I'm tired. I haven't had let's see, what time is it? I haven't had coffee in 104 hours. Um,
Oh,
it's been fun.
good work.
If Brittany goes to the place today while I'm doing this, I'm gonna ask her to grab me a decaf to have at least the flavor. I want the taste. Oh, I miss the taste of coffee.
It's all about that taste.
Absolutely. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I get you.
I don't know if anybody else out there is horribly addicted to coffee, but I mean like, um, it's one of those things where like, it's so good. I drink black coffee. What is it? What's the word I'm looking for here? Um, why can't I think of the words, Jake? Uh,
The black asleep.
yeah, black no sugar. Yeah, so it's like a black coffee, no sugar, like the way God intended it.
Yeah.
Um, bold and bitter. You know what I mean? So I don't know. I'm just I miss it. Anyways, how's your week going there, sir?
Uh, Slow. It's last week before my kids go on holiday, so I'm enjoying it. Actually, trying to soak it all in, the peace, quiet.
Actually, Brittany and
Before I've got 6 weeks of non-stop kids. So.
um, Brittany and I were just talking about you actually the other day. So what's iconic about Christmas movies, about almost every Christmas movie, especially the good ones, but there are some good ones that I suppose aren't quite this way, but it's that Christmas is snowy. It's always cold out. It's the snow on the ground is bundled up, so on and so forth, right? Like that's like you watch all Christmas movies, at least from my experience. Are Australian Christmas movies that way, or like do you get like?
Pretty much all Australian movies are bad, and we avoid watching them here. So, but I mean, you think about it this way: like you have your snowy Christmas, but I mean, here we get together with the family. We might get a blow up pool out for the kids, and we have a barbecue, and we have a lovely summer day for Christmas.
I just so because again, like you watch like a Christmas Carol or something, like the old world stuff, because obviously Christmas was invented, up here, because it's not real. Christmas was invented up here, where like winter exists during that time of year. So it's just I don't know. Then it just makes you think of Christmas in July. They just must do like a Christmas in July sort of a thing. Like for us, we're like, oh, we're gonna have to push some family back till July. We'll do Christmas in July to be able to see everybody in a safe way, right? We're like, wow, summertime Christmas, that'd be strange. Oh, that'd be a winter Christmas for you. Oh, that might be nice.
I mean, it doesn't snow here anyway,
Yeah.
so
I was gonna say a frigid 60 degrees Fahrenheit. Oh, brr. You know,
I don't know what that is.
I know somebody math that for us. What do you? My apologies. You've said before. What do your winters get to? They don't even get to zero, do they?
Not where I am.
Yeah.
Like I think usually at coldest maybe 6 or 7 degrees.
Oh, okay. 6 or 7 degrees. I think it's probably like 20 degrees in my temp. So,
Could be.
or maybe, yeah, I think it's like, or just under that, but still. I said 20 degrees. I meant sorry, bad math. Like 50 degrees my temp. 50 degrees my temp, which isn't bad. Like it's just so you know, it's been your 0 degrees here for like 2 days now. So
I don't know.
yeah, yeah.
No, I don't know. I complain about the heat, but I don't know if I could do the frigid temperatures.
I mean, I wouldn't call it frigid. You just like this is good enough of a coat, you know, like a t-shirt or a
Yeah.
long sleeve underneath something as thin as this. That's fine. The only reason why I have to wear something down here, because down here it's 61 my temp, which apparently is 15 yours. The only reason why I wear something like that down here is because I'm stationary. I'm not like moving. It's like I'm outside where I'm walking. Oh, I'm building energy. It's just frumpy, dumpy, sit down and talk. But so yeah. Speaking of frumpy dumpy, sit down and talk. Last session. Did you catch the rest of it?
I did. I was supposed to go to sleep because I have very early starts, but I couldn't resist, so I stayed up.
Yeah.
Yep.
How did that play out the way you wanted it to?
I mean, no. So, you know, I don't know. We got to wait for all the extra information. I need to get to the arbiter, figure out this shit.
It kind of faded out at the end. Oof. It's funny.
I noticed somebody edited that thing that Viking made, and it had like Neil half disappearing, and that was great.
Yeah, it had Neil like
That was
fading
so
away.
good.
Well,
Yeah.
it was like, yeah, it was so good. I agree. It was pretty funny. I also have my background today is a reference to your session. I don't know if anybody gets the reference. I imagine you have to be a boomer, like maybe Norway would get the reference. If Josh was here, he might get the reference. I don't know if anybody else would. Oh, there's Anno. Anno got it. Anno is like Anno's like a wannabe boomer. You know what I mean? He like sits there, he tries really, really hard, to be like one of us.
Yeah.
You're in the boat with
I mean,
me.
I join the club next year, so.
No, you're already there. It's okay. You got two
Pretty
kids.
much. Let's be honest.
You got two kids. You're a boomer now. Yeah, you watch it in university. Exactly, Green. Exactly. I watched it when I was like 22, 13 years ago. Oof. I watched it when I was like 22 when I was living with my drug dealer roommate. It was one of his favorite movies, which goes to show his taste in movies. This and Rocky Horror Picture Show, and what's that one with the girl with cannons? It's like called Tank Girl or something like that.
I've never seen a tank girl.
Actually, I think it's an Australian movie.
Well, that's why I haven't seen it.
Oh no,
We don't watch them here.
I'm not even joking. I'm pretty sure it's called Tank Girl. And I'm pretty sure it's an Australian movie. Anyways, that's his taste in film. Waterworld, Tank Girl, and Rocky Horror Picture Show. Yeah, they're all just trash. Just absolute trash. The worst part about Rocky Horror Picture Show is that he was part of the RKO Army out of Providence. And there are people that put on the show in theaters every Friday night. I don't know if they do it now during Corona. But what they do is they go to like old theaters and they like put the movie on behind them. And then they dress up and they act out the movie in front of the movie playing behind them. And people like throw stuff at them. And that's cool. Like, I guess that's like whatever cult you're a part of. Like, I'm not no judge. It's just when he was walking through the apartment with see-through women's lingerie, that I was like, listen, dude, like, I don't care if you dress in women's clothes. That genuinely doesn't bother me. I was raised with drag queens and whatnot. But when I can see your nuts at, 7:45 in the morning, I'm not happy. I'm not happy. Like, you know what I mean? Like, just wear a bathrobe, like, come on. But, moving on. So, last session for you. Last session for you was you had just punctured the sphere the session prior, fell back out of the sphere, punctured it again, and got kind of like held up by a couple of Sahagin. They were like, "Oh, easy target. Look at this idiot. Let's take his money." And you were like, "I disappear and run away. I'm so brave and tough." And you ran and hid, like a big warrior person. And then a creature came up to you and spoke to you. It looked like a 4 strange-legged, 2-armed, strange creature. Turns out that this cephalopod actually had a total of 8 tentacles. It was able to kind of like, it saw you because it's super familiar with, it was funny that it randomly bumped into you because you rolled a chance for somebody to, you rolled poorly on your chance roll. I rolled high on my perception check. So a cephalopod who would definitely have the ability to see through like illusions or I should say disguises like that much easier than a typical person had noticed you hiding there and ended up becoming a bit friendly. well, as altruistic as this creature may seem to be, it definitely seems to have its own motive as well. It wants to return with you. Excuse me. I'm gonna be yawning a lot. It definitely wants to return with you to the material plane. So you guys come to an agreement, and you come up with a plan. There's bubbles that can be made out of this giant bubble. Stronger, though, if you have somebody else create it for you, which the Ceph went to do a check out. And you needed supplies to make sure that you were able to survive the venture through the salt plane and into the negative energy plane. Excuse me. My apologies. And into the negative energy plane. You went to go get those supplies, including purchasing a couple of potions and so on and so forth. Realized that the exchange rate between your gold coins and the pearls that they use here in Waterworld is not very much in your favor. But luckily, the Ceph also provided some coinage for this as well. So they're not just looking to piggyback onto your trip, but also back up the trip as well financially. So they offer some coin. They go do their errand. You go do yours. In the middle of your purchasing of the supplies that you need, you were interrupted by a creature speaking in your mind. Stepping outside to have a full-blown conversation. I really wish I had coffee. To have a full-blown conversation, you realize who it is. It's your good old-fashioned friend, the Bone Devil. Oh, no, not anymore. The, what is it, Spiked Devil, coming to tell you...
The Barbed?
Barbed Devil, thank you. Yeah. From Bone to Barbed. Yep, Barbed Devil. So, to come to tell you that Raerin is in a bit of trouble, but they're willing to help you. Raerin had made a bargain with this devil some time ago in exchange for the freedom of your souls from the previous deal that you made where you had given it your souls. He's saying that you can renege on that deal. You could pull back and give him the control of your souls back, and it was the only way to save Raerin. And you more or less told him where to go and how to put it in certain places. And he was like, all right, and he left. And we all know that ended very well, didn't we? Don't we?
It's emotional for a lot of people, right?
Yeah, that bastard Raerin. You have no idea. Literally, my wife is singing that song. Like, she'll hum it to herself, or she'll sing it because it's so stuck in her head now. And even Rory, my daughter, is like, that BB Raerin deserves what he gets. It's so funny.
That's so cute.
Yeah, because obviously she can't say bastard, right? She's 5. But she says that BB Ray. She does say bastard when singing Hamilton, though. That's okay. Raerin's not worth it, but Hamilton's worth the cuss. So, it's also different context when you're referring to Hamilton. He's bastard from the definition, like the textbook definition of it, whereas Raerin's just a piece of shit. So, you know. All right. The and by Raerin I mean Neil. So you and that literally ended with you're having that conversation with the Barbed Devil, and you were able to head back inside to finish gathering your supplies. Now, so we don't turn this into a 45-minute shopping spree. I'm gonna keep yawning. It's gonna keep triggering your yawning, and everybody watching this stream is gonna be, God damn it! At least that was a good one. Oh, all right. So we so we're gonna turn this into a 45-minute shopping spree. Why don't you go back over all the stuff that we were looking to get? There's the potions of water breathing.
I'm gonna ask chat to help us out if you can, because I don't have the best memory, and if anybody remembers, I do know it was the water breathing one. There's supposed to be another one that
a greater water breathing.
Yeah, that's right. So let me write this down.
And lastly, I believe the last thing that you're supposed to be getting was planar adaptation.
Yeah, but we couldn't get it because it was too high a spell, right?
You can of course get a scroll. I can do it. And I was suggesting that a potion like that can be purchased. There are actually PRCs that allow you to make potions up to 6th level. Or 5th level, one of those two. Now you can breathe in greater water. Norway, it's not about breathing in greater water. It's about having greater protection against the frigid temperatures and crushing pressures of the deep, 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 deep. Sorry. Scroll, yeah, says Steve. Can you do, while you're typing this stuff out, Jake, can you do a New Zealand accent?
I cannot.
What?
I'm very bad with all accents.
I mean, I am too.
Very, very bad. No, you're not that bad.
No, I'm terrible, but at least I try.
Look, I'll make you a deal. I'll start practicing accents, and then I'll try one every session in like a few weeks.
No, all right. So listen, next week we're gonna have you do a New Zealand accent. You can say something great about your.
It'll be so offensive.
Oh,
I'll get it so wrong.
And when I do my accent, when I do my Neil accent, it's righto, tip top of the morning to you. Or if I do my Shinny accent, it's what is this thing you want? Krasa is not satisfied. It's terrible.
Well done.
I don't know if Shinny ever watched the Star Wars campaign on Lost Initiative, but she might not want to. Right? Oh God, that was so aggressive. I heard her on her stream trying to do an accent where she rolled the R's. She's like, I can't even do it. I'm like, oh, I don't think she knows who Krasa is. All right. Anyways,
Viking has the point. If any Australian tries to do a New Zealand accent, it's always saying fish and chips all the time.
Why fish and chips? That's a British thing.
No, I'm not going to do it. But actually, I'll do it. I'll do it not on stream.
Oh, okay. Sorry. Can you do an American accent?
I can do like a Southern American accent.
That's where everybody goes because it's easy.
Yeah, it is. It's easy.
Yeah. Give us a nice like Louisiana or Texas accent. Did he mute himself to prep?
I said it. What are you talking about?
No. You muted yourself.
Oh no, you can unmute me. I need to watch that next time.
Excuse me.
I'm not doing it.
Oh God, boy. All right. All right. Let us begin. You go back in there and you collect to collect some potions, and it was a scroll, I believe, of that. And I think you were saying that you would have to make the appropriate check to cast that spell.
No, because it's on my spell list.
Yeah, but you're not high. It's not high enough for you to be able to cast it.
Oh yeah, then I said there wouldn't be a point in me getting it because I would not be able to meet the check.
Well, what's your wisdom score?
4, I think. Yeah, +4.
Okay. Man, it's so weird still not playing with Neil and Tesh at the same time. Maybe one day we'll have all of us together again. Couple more weeks.
It was only supposed to be a few weeks.
I know. It's only been a few weeks. This is week 8.
Well, time for a level. Thanks.
Activating a scroll requires no material focus. Note that blah, blah, blah. Activating a scroll, blah, 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 blah. All right. To have any chance of activating a scroll must meet the following requirements. Must be of the correct type, arcane or divine. Check. Must have it on the class list. Check. Must have the requisite ability score. What is your wisdom?
4.
Oh, a +4.
Yeah.
So an 18 or a 19. Okay, yeah, you're fine. You have at least a 16.
Yep.
You're good. If the user meets all the requirements noted above and her caster level is at least equal to the spellcaster level, which your caster level is?
Caster levels are my level, so it wouldn't be 9.
Oh, not a 9?
Yeah. Isn't
So
it? Caster level is your level?
yeah, correct. So
Yeah.
for your class, it is, yes. So this is a 6th level spell, I believe. So that's a 11th level caster. So you're too shy. She'd automatically cast without a check. If she meets 3 requirements, but her own caster level is lower than the spell scroll, then she has to make a caster level check equal to the scroll's caster level plus 1, which isn't that bad. Scrolls. So you just have to make a caster level check equal to a 12. So that means you roll 1d20 plus 9 against a 12.
Okay, that's not too bad. I thought I had to roll like in the 20s or
Yeah,
something.
and because it's a CL check, not an attack roll or saving throw, and this campaign opted out of fumbles, a natty 1 does not mean automatic failure, which means even a natty 1 would be in the purview of a luck die to succeed. So you actually could succeed with this.
Isn't that what happened with Tesh though? Didn't he try and cast something off a scroll, get a 1 and a devil appeared?
No, everybody always misconstrues those. Everybody always blames that on the 1. There was a mishap that happened.
Ah, yeah.
Yeah. And people always talk about that being a trump card too, but that also didn't transpire.
No, I know it wasn't. I remember him getting the 1.
He failed miserably. He failed by a huge amount, and then a mishap happened, and things just kind of like so on and so forth. All right. So a 1 may have been involved, but that's not the direct reason. So So you can of course read the scroll. So you gather together of the regular water breathing potions, which only last for so long. My apologies. You're able to gather together 6 of those potions and 2 of the greater water breathing ones. Now, as far as you understand, going down in the bubble is going to handle water breathing for you, and even going through the salt area, the water breathing with that should help to keep things going, as well as the various other materials you guys are getting to help like reinforce this bubble to allow the travel to happen more easily for you. The greater water breathing are in case things, go sideways.
Yeah, and you're not planning that at all.
Yeah, no. Hiccup. It's like yawning a lot, being tired, and having hiccups.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. God damn it. God damn it. Oh, I'm gonna go let this play out for a second. You entertain for a second. I'm so sorry.
Okay. I feel like Percy looks right now. What does Percy look like? Yeah. Sleeping. Well done. So guys, what's going on? What time is it for most of you? Very early morning, I would assume. What about the EU? What's EU at? Oh, yeah, nice. It's not too bad. Well, it is currently 11:30 for me. As you know, this game goes well into 3 and 4 a.m. for me. So having the half sessions has been all right if you're on first. But then if you're on second and you start at 1, not so much. How's the weather? How's the weather where you are? I know. It's actually quite good for me at the moment. So cloudy. Does it snow where you are? Because it does not snow anywhere near me. I've seen snow, I think I've said it before, like twice in my life. So, yes. In the past few years, it hasn't really. Well, that's interesting.
I sat down on the floor and found a D20 over there. I must have dropped it the other day. And so I rolled
That's
it.
right, Viking. Sorry, Scott.
No, you're fine.
Hail is the only frozen water we get. That is so true.
Oh,
So
why is Pat here? Why is Pat here? Pat, what are you doing here? Why are you awake? Pat, why are you awake? Why are you awake? Jesus Christ, man. I woke up 3 hours ago, unfortunately, but like... So I woke up at the time that you are now awake. Why are you awake? What the Christ? Oh, of course we are. Of course we are. But that's a lie. That's not why you're here. That's not why you're here. So I had found this D20 on the floor, and so I rolled an 18, a 19, a 16, a 1, a 16, then a 20. When I came up onto the desk, I just threw it onto the desk and got another 1. I was like, oh, I miss rolling real dice.
Oh, that reminds me, Cyberpunk does release very soon. How many of you are actually getting it today?
I still don't really know what the game's about.
Oh, then you're missing out. It's got your favorite person, Keanu Reeves, in it.
Keanu Reeves is a terrible actor.
I thought you really liked him. I remember you telling me, definitely not on stream, that you may, like rag on Keanu Reeves a little bit, but you secretly really like all of his stuff.
Okay, now I know you're lying. I was like, wait, did I ever say? I was like, he's really good in roles where he doesn't have to talk, like The Matrix, or like what's the new ones where he's badass when he kills people because of a puppy. Yeah, John Wick. Like roles where he doesn't have to talk, he's awesome. Like he's a really good physical actor, but if he has lines, they're terrible. Like watch him in like a rom-com or a drama or something, or even Bill and Ted's, and you're just like, woof. You know?
I think some people are already streaming it. Some of the big boys have got early access.
I'm sure. Unfortunately, I want early access to a game I'll never play because I don't have time for. But either way, a Cyberpunk Xbox One. Wait, Xbox One? Isn't Xbox One like the generation that came out a few years ago? I thought there was a new generation, like Xbox X or something like that came out. I don't keep track of consoles. Again, I don't have time for them.
I don't know Xbox.
Yeah, I mean, sure. PlayStation's nice and
I remember the last one I had was 360.
Xbox yeah. That's what I have. I have the 360 Slim. It's in the other room. Yeah. I guess like PlayStation's easy. PlayStation 2, PlayStation 3, PS4, PS5, Xbox. Like, all right,
that's how it should be, right? That's how it should be.
We got the Xbox. We have the Xbox 360 because it's all around. We had the 360 Slim. Now we get the One. We're gonna start over. Now we're going to the. I think it's called the X. Is the next one? Like we're gonna skip a few. We're gonna go to 10. Like okay. What's the plan here? What's the strategy? Just grab words that sound fun? I don't know. Anyways, it's Microsoft for you.
Best.
What's Microsoft at its best? So. All right. One skips a few 360. No, it's 360 jumps back by 359. Are we ever going to play this session today, Jake?
I don't know.
Or is this session
Guess we'll find out.
This session's just gonna fade like Raerin. Like,
apparently there was a button that just did that for us.
Oh, there is. It goes like this. Hold on. It worked.
Nice. Well done. I like what you did there.
Yeah.
You should actually end stream and then restart it.
That'd be bad. That'd be bad.
A little bit. It would be funny for like a minute or two. Good night, Green.
No, Green's not saying good night. Saying good night to Patrick.
Oh, is he? I thought he was
good night,
getting
Pat.
in on the joke.
All right. So Let us get started. And Arnold does need his diaper changed. I vote you do it, Shinny. So, you know, he likes an extra wipe. And, yeah. Hello, Bleached Link. So, you go and you collect your 6 potions of water breathing, your 2 potions of the greater water breathing, and your 2 scrolls of planar adaptation. Planar adaptation is supposed to make it so that the bubble can survive a considerable amount of time for you guys. You can't burn me with fire, baby. I'm already hot. Oh, that was sad. So you go and collect your supplies, and the Ceph.
I'm supposed to get a wand as well of cure wounds.
That's right. But you're not going
He
to be.
said he didn't have. He said he didn't even have the wand. I had to see somebody else anyway.
Correct. And you're able to get the other stuff utilizing the sack that the Ceph gave you. Did we name the cephalopod yet? No, you never asked us for a name.
I think his name was Lenny.
No, never.
I got that written down. Lenny the octopus.
Nope. No. Never asked us for its name.
I'm sure it was Lenny.
It's definitely not.
Can we get a poll going for if his name was Lenny the octopus?
No, his name is Joey. We all know it's Joey. That's how you know he can be trustworthy. So never asks for names or backstories. Otto the octopus. So,
can you do predictions? Do you know how to do that?
Predictions?
Yeah, it's a thing I've seen on Twitch. You can do predictions and people can bet their channel points.
Oh, I have to set that up. Actually, I think I saw that was a new thing because you get emails when things change, but I never set it up. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So.
I've just seen that, Anna. Nice.
All right. So, sir, manboy, sir. It comes back to rejoin with you. But first of all, you're going to be going to get the wand. Finding a location that sells wands of something like cure light wounds is relatively easy to do, but you're gonna have to pay for it yourself.
I think we established that I can't afford it, so I'll actually just skip it because I don't have enough gold on me.
The wand is so you can survive the next plane when you get to it. Not the salt one, the next one. How much gold do you have again?
1,400.
What is it?
Not enough. 1,400.
That's definitely enough.
No, you said it was. I think we worked out the exchange thing, and I thought it was heaps more.
Oh yeah, for going for all the potions and so on and so forth as well. That's
How
why
much
he
is
helped you.
a regular wand?
On the material plane, you are looking a little bit choppy now. On the material plane, it's 750 gold is the base price. Obviously, you're not paying for that. So when you go and you find a location, why don't you go ahead and just kind of skip through the chatter on this part to see how much they're going to charge you. You can roll me a diplomacy check.
I'll of course use my intimidating diplomacy.
Intimidating
I'll slam my fist down on the thing and demand a discount.
It doesn't say that you can do that. Click your intimidating diplomacy button.
It doesn't. I think it changes the thing. I can change it to friendly or whatever like that.
Exactly. You can make them friendly. Like, I want to help you.
All right, diplomacy. There we go.
You can use intimidate though.
Oh, okay. Starting off strong.
I don't look at Discord during the streams. I'm a professional streamer. I just yawn a whole bunch. So are you happy with your 36, or do you want to see if you can get higher?
No, I'm happy with 36.
Yeah, they charge you 800 gold.
Oh, beautiful. Thank you.
I was going to charge you 1100.
Oh, I was lucky.
Yeah. If you failed horribly, I was going to charge you,
Well, that's good because I didn't realize I was guessing how much gold I have. I actually had 1,700, so that's good.
Oh, I read everything prior to the stream, so I'm not even sure what you're referring to. Oh, yeah. Hector. I heard about Hector. Hector's great. Best actor.
I like that guy.
Mm-hmm. Me too.
I feel like you're being sarcastic.
No, I do.
Okay.
Like, you saw Ant-Man. He's like the best character in Ant-Man.
Nice.
All right. So, when your cephalopod friend returns, not Lenny, when not Lenny returns, to speak with you, of course you have all your supplies, and I'll let you start the conversation with it, so I can yawn.
Am I talking to Lenny? Am I?
His name's not Lenny.
Okay. I'll just. His name's Lenny.
Nope. You walk up to the guy like, "Hey, Lenny," it's standing there.
I got the stuff, Len.
Excuse me?
Lenny, I can't even see the straight face. I got the stuff.
Which supplies were you able to get your hands on? All of them?
All of them.
Nods.
Got a good discount on the wand.
Nods and says, I'm glad to hear that you were able to get to everything. Could we... this yawning is going to kill me. I also come bearing good news. Sorry. If I could keep trying not to yawn. The bubble that we need to be able to traverse, to go down into the deep and down into the dark. I was able to procure a person capable of doing it. However, I must warn you that they are not going to come free.
I figured. What did they say?
That they're going to need the equivalent of another 150 pearls. At least of good quality.
Which is how much?
Conversion rate is like a 10 to 1. So it's 1,500.
Well, I don't have 1,500. Do I have anything to trade?
I also do not have many more pearls. A couple dozen at most. And even there, some of them are not of the greatest quality.
I don't really have anything to trade either.
Looks you up and down and says, surely you must. You have so many things on you. It's a wonder that you were able to get here safely, swimming with all of that.
I didn't swim with all of that. It went in the bag.
With a bag? How are you able to place your armor inside of the bag?
You can fit a lot in this bag. It's bigger than it looks. And you get the bag out and start looking through it.
Oh, this bag seems to be something of value. Perhaps we can trade the bag.
No, I don't think that's wise. How many pearls do you have? What does that equate to in gold?
How much was that one more time?
Look, I have 960 gold on me.
Mm-hmm.
Now, how many pearls? How much pearls does he have?
Oh, when you say that, so if you tell him, you pull out the coin, like, I've got almost 1,000 gold, and he'll think to himself and say, as I said, I do have a couple dozen pearl at most. This does mean that we would only be a little shy of what it was that they were offering. Even if I had 20 or 30 pearl to offer, with what you have there, we would only be coming up a bit short. Do you think perhaps maybe he can be bargained with? I tried myself and was not very successful.
I mean, it's always worth trying. I do have a lot. There's some potions that I might be able to trade if he's into that kind of thing.
Well, why don't we go and see what it is that we can do? I imagine there's little else that you want to do here in my home.
Yes, I think we should. We should get on our way as soon as possible.
I'll lead the way there for you. And he will
Thank you, Lenny.
he stops and looks at you and says, "Excuse me?"
I can't help paying this. You make me laugh every time. I just gonna thank him.
Oh, thank you. He nods and says, "Of course." And will then lead you. Why Lenny? Why Lenny?
I don't know. It was just the first name that came to my head.
Lenny?
Yeah.
Is that like a super common Australian name?
No.
It sounds like it'd be an Australian name. Like, oi, Lenny and I heading down to the Bobby, get a couple of beers. I don't know if you're
going down to the Barbie to get some beers, are we?
Yeah.
All right. You do you, Scott. You do you.
Is a Barbie a location, or just a thing you stroke before you go to bed at night?
Definitely the latter.
Okay, well, there you go. So you start walking with a cephalopod over to where it is that these bubbles are produced. So it's actually literally a building, almost like a facility. Yes, yes, it is. And Jakey Boy is my little mouse. So he starts being like, "Whatever you say, little mouse." So you go with the Ceph to this large building along the edge of the bubble. One of the things that you can see is that there is a lot of bubbles kind of coming out of it. Not a lot, sorry. You see bubbles coming out of it every so often with it looks like people or parcels inside of them. Sometimes both inside of the bubbles. You go walking into the building yourself, where you can see that there's a good number of people inside here. You have to think it's almost like I don't know if you guys have like train stations around the Sydney area. I imagine you do, but it's almost like a train.
We have train stations, yes.
Okay, I don't know. They don't have them in the UK, so they don't know how to function that kind of technology. So you guys, it looks almost like a train station. When you go in there, there's a bunch of people kind of like standing around waiting for like an opportunity to go to like this location, that location, whatever it is. And when you go in there looking about, he kind of like you're looking at like, oh wow, this is a lot of people. Do we wait in line? Like what's going on? He actually kind of leads you down a side path and over to where this like a little side door is. When you go walking into this doorway and down the hallway that's through there, brings you out to a couple more doorways, so on and so forth, to where there's a room. The room itself is not very large. Opens up, the front end of the room opens up. It's almost like pill shaped, right? Like you're coming into the top end of a pill, walking along the other ends. But while you can see that it's pill shaped, you can see that like a good 80% of the room or so is inside this like the bubble area. You're inside the bubble. There's air here, so on and so forth. And the back 20% of the room is actually inside water. Like it's a pool of water there. And you can also see on the back side of the room, it opens up and outwards. Like something could easily just kind of like swim in here if it wanted to, or you could jump out here. Inside the room itself, you also see that there is a creature that's standing there. The creature is a little strange looking, translucent, texture, sorry, translucent in color. Its movements are very fluid. It looks vaguely humanoid, but also has almost like a fish-like features to it, just like the big lips that it has, the size of its eyes and their placement, so on and so forth. Vaguely humanoid, but definitely fish-like in its nature, so on and so forth. And it's standing there. And the Ceph gestures over towards the creature over there, and says to you, "That is the one that will be providing us with the bubble." Goddamn yawns. They're going to kill me.
All right, so I would head over.
Okay.
With my friend.
Mm-hmm. And so you head over with your friend, walking towards the creature, and the creature simply says to you, "It's not a blue pill. Why, oh, why didn't I take the blue pill?" That'd be such a good Viagra commercial, right? Like, don't you think that'd be a really good, especially that
Oh yeah,
actor?
I can see that.
That actor's old now. Like, he could definitely be.
Yeah, I didn't even think of it that way.
Right?
Well, you might be onto something.
Yeah, like that'd be a really good commercial. Getting that actor Ep8 to go and oh, that'd be a good commercial. All right, anyways, so Super Bowl commercial, of course. That's where the best ones come out for real football. So you walk up towards the creature, and the creature looks at you, and it says to you in Sahagin, not Sahagin, sorry, in Aquan. Which translates to, good, you made it. Tell me that you have my payment so we can get this over with.
Hi. You wanted 150 pearls, was that?
It looks over at the Ceph and looks back at you and says, "Yes."
Well, we don't have the whole 150 or in pearls. We do have a mixture of gold and some pearls themselves. We're very close. I was wondering if we could make a deal.
He looks dissatisfied, like he just smelt dog poop. Like, says,
How many roughly in pearls do we have? Like 140, 145?
No. About because you're just shy of 1,000, so making up that gap to equal 1,000, as plus his, it's about 120, 125. It's just he has more actual pearls than that, but some of them you don't understand the way the structure works. But some are less value than others. You know what I mean? So you imagine how we have like copper, silver, gold. They have varying qualities of pearls.
Yeah. So I'd say we have about 125 in equivalent.
Fucking Josh. He says, "Then why are you wasting my time? What deal do you want?"
We need a bubble. This is all we have. I was wondering if you might trade. Maybe make up some of the difference. I doubt we'll be able to come to the whole 150, but I do have a few potions you may want.
Again, he looks aggravated and says, "I need to get back to work. What is it that you are offering to me? Make it quick."
The pearls that we have, the gold, as well as...
Yes.
What have I got? Let me quickly look. He'll pull out one, put it down in front of him. This neutralizes poison. And he'll pull out a bear's endurance as well and put that in front of him and say, and this one makes you a little more hardy.
I imagine these are very temporary.
Of course. You never know when you might need them, though, especially in a pinch. You'd also trade them to people that might be a little more desperate.
Man, I really wanted to, in character, make a joke. It doesn't make sense for this character. But make a joke about needing to be hardy and immune to poison. for kind of like a night with your mother because she's such a venomous bitch, like. But yeah,
But it doesn't fit the character,
it doesn't
so
fit
I
the
guess
yeah.
you can't say it.
Yeah. Oh well, I'll leave it alone. I just won't even bring it up. So he looks like again dissatisfied, and he goes, "That's it. You must have more."
He raises an eyebrow and he goes, "Sure." And then he takes out another one more, and it's a potion of magic fang.
Actually, it applies for a creature like this. Natural weapon. What do you say?
Mm-hmm. Well, this makes your teeth sharper.
This was makes your teeth sharper. I gotcha. And it's
And
like,
he gives him a little smile.
and this one makes all of the people fall in love with you.
Bluff chair.
Yeah.
All right, let's do it. Let's do it.
No, so you take that one out and put it there, and he goes, "Give me one more, and we've got a deal."
One more? One more. Well. We pull out a cure light wounds.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You explain what it is.
Yep.
This one will heal you. And he goes, "Fine, I'll take this deal."
Thank you. I expect the bubble. He's told you what we want it for.
He nods and says, "You're going down to the deep."
Yeah, and this will hold.
Mm-hmm. He nods and says, "I cannot guarantee anything, as it needs to be appropriately handled, but your friend here, not Lenny, is claims that he's capable of handling that. They are capable of handling it."
Okay. I've been told by my friend Lenny that the bubbles you make are a lot stronger than some of the other ones that can be made. So I hope that's the case.
He nods, and he says, "You were also to gather ingredients for me," and you did.
Okay, yeah.
Takes the ingredients from you, takes the potions from you, takes the pearls from you, and complains at the weight of the coins that he takes from you. Remember, every 50 coins weighs a pound. This is 50 pounds of coins. Well, everything all together weighs about 10 pounds. Yeah. It weighs about 10 pounds. These are water creatures. They come from a place where like things are less weighted because they swim in a thicker atmosphere and water. You know what I mean? So it's like, this is heavy to this creature, which is why it's looking so annoyed. And also gives you a better understanding as to maybe why it is they don't like gold as much, because it's so heavy. Either way, so you make your he takes the things from you, and he starts preparing the bubble. What he actually does is he goes over towards where the water is inside the room, like right where the edge of the water is, and kind of takes the different ingredients and puts them in the yes, you do swim in an atmosphere. That's true. That is correct. It's just the pressure is so much greater that it's condensed into a liquid instead of a air form. So you sorry, he grabs those ingredients, puts them over towards the edge of the bubble, the edge of the water is, and starts preparing the bubble for you. The whole process takes about like a good 5 or 6 minutes. Do you say anything to the staff while you're there, or do you guys just patiently and quietly wait? They look like they're not looking to start a conversation, but of course would respond if you did.
Kind of unsure of himself. I'm sure he'll say, so this is gonna work, right? We've got everything we need, but I'm still a little anxious.
Of course you are. You're wearing all that armor.
I'll of course be taking that off.
Well, perhaps now's the time to do it before we get in the bubble. You're not going to want sudden movements with such sharp things on you when we're in there.
Yes.
Do you need assistance removing it?
I should be fine. If I do, I'll appreciate it.
Okay. Nods.
Yep.
Let you start taking off the armor. Takes a couple of minutes, but you get it off and start putting it inside the bag. It does look down at the bag and say, that truly is a marvelous thing.
Yeah, we had 3 of them. I don't know what happened to them, though.
3 of them?
Yes.
One of these, you say, we. Is this in reference to the friends that you had and where it is that we're going?
Yes, it is.
Nods. And then continues to wait until it seems like the bubble is ready. And the person has you come, like, walk up to the other edge of the room. And when he has you walk up to the other edge of the room, you literally have to stand up on this one little step up onto a little platform that's there, getting you ever so slightly above the ground beneath you. And then what ends up happening is, you imagine it's magic that they're using, but through some method, they actually get the water in the front 20% of the room to kind of like run underneath where your feet are, because now you're stepping above it, run underneath that pathway there to be in the back 20% of the room. And then, so making it so like there's your inside air, but like there's like a bubble of air that is between all of the water in front of you and all the water behind you. They then, from the back side of the room where they're inside the water themselves, simply open the door and allow the air pressure from everything inside the dome or bubble behind you, the big bubble, to come rushing into the room, and you just feel your bubble go boom, like it's like a, and bursts out of the room, and it's a very, very, very jarring experience where all of a sudden you're like, whoa, and you're like rolling around and bouncing around, like, almost like if you were to kick a hamster wheel with a hamster inside of it. Don't tell me you've ever done that, Jake.
I was gonna say, have you ever done that?
I mean, I did have hamsters when I was like 6. So,
okay, so you're admitting it.
That may or may not have happened. Listen, I had I think 3 hamsters. We didn't. I don't think we knew the sex at the time because the hamsters are kind of hard to tell. But we did find out later on that there were 2 females and 1 male, and one of the females went in heat and killed the other 2, and then died of blood loss after fighting and killing the other 2. Because, you know, hamsters are horrible, horrible creatures.
Oh, I did not know that.
Oh yeah, hamsters are rats. They're just cute looking rats. Yeah, you have to, if you have hamsters, you're supposed to have one hamster, or I think you're supposed to have 2 boys. Don't have 2 girls together. If one goes in heat, they're like, competition. It's bad. But
Wow.
Yeah. So fun little side story. Moving on. So you go out there and you're like bouncing around the inside of this bubble, genuinely afraid that you're going to burst it or pop it as you're being thrown around like you're inside of a 360 sphere bouncy ball. The Ceph, of course, has its legs kind of outstretched and holding the different sides, holding it nice and steady. So it has 4 kind of holding out this way, like a starfish style, and then it has 2 pushed forward and 2 pushed behind it, making it there. But as you're like bouncing around, it keeps having to like lifting up a tentacle here and there, so you can like bounce past it instead of like slamming into it. Could you go ahead and roll me a reflex save?
Sure. Good thing I get a +1 to this for an adjacent ally.
I don't know if I consider him an ally.
17. He's definitely an ally. He's a good friend. He's Len the octopus.
I don't know if I consider him an ally yet. I don't know. Yeah, you don't know what he's up to.
True.
Either way, so yeah, you make the save. You're fine. If you had rolled poorly, it would have done some bad things. If you rolled very poorly, you would have been ejected from the bubble. If you rolled a natty 1, you would have burst the bubble. So you're good. Which you rolled 2 1s. Hey, So you make your way out of the massive dome and into this bubble, and then once you kind of get stabilized out there and you're no longer bouncing around, it looks down at you and says, "Are you ready now?"
I think so.
Nods, and then it kind of positions itself a bit differently, where it literally lowers itself to the edge of the bubble. So it actually has 4 of its tentacles inside the bubble, kind of like stretched out, in like a fanned out pattern, and its head kind of sitting there right on top of this cute little funny clothing that it has, sitting there right on top. And the other 4 tentacles are outstretched down the bottom side of the bubble. Down outside of the bubble. There is not necessarily a bottom. And then from there, it just starts swimming, doing like its typical swimming motion and getting itself moving forward, and says, "This will be a bit slow moving at first while we go and find ourselves a current. But when we find ourselves a stream that is moving deeper, downwards, it'll go better. I do warn you. Streams that force themselves down underwater, they're much colder than the streams that rise upwards. So it will be a little bit cold. Have you a blanket or something else to keep yourself warm?"
I do have a potion of endure elements, so that could help.
Nods.
You'll have to tell me when to take it, though. I wouldn't want to waste it.
What was that?
You'll have to tell me when to take it, though. I wouldn't want to waste it.
Nods and says, if you are getting too cold, you'll know. It then starts swimming over towards the current, like it said it would, which takes a period of time. I imagine this period of time is kind of quiet. There's nothing really to talk about. It doesn't necessarily need to talk. These creatures are kind of solitary creatures.
Yeah, and Grishka is actually not very talkative at the moment himself. He's not in a great situation, and he doesn't like where he is at the moment.
So you stay quiet, keep to yourself, maybe even like lie down and close your eyes, and it starts swimming and swimming and swimming, and then Dory pops by and is like, sorry, I couldn't say the words. I'm afraid of copyright infringement. So
I was gonna say, we about to have a crossover with Disney.
Yeah. Wow. Play that. Wow, wow, wow.
Just start pressing buttons, and the official Disney logo can come on your screen and all that stuff.
You toss a glance over at the Seth, and you hear, "Can you feel the love?" Oh shit! I just spilled water.
Then Grishka accidentally pops the bubble.
This is why I never put water by my right hand. I always put it by my left hand. Right side is over by electronics. 1 second.
Finding Grishka. Nice one. Don't give out my address, Mikey, alright? Come on, man. I told you that in confidence. I actually quite like that movie. I still watch it with my daughter. It's a good one. Hopefully Scott hasn't broken anything. Yeah, you can awkwardly watch me, Josh. Sure. Yeah, it does. It does still stand. Josh, how's it going with the new baby? Imagine it's tiring, but very rewarding, fulfilling. I was finding a mermaid 20 years ago. Damn. Seriously? Yeah, it's a bit like that. Early days of babies. But hey, at least you can take it in turns, so you got that going. Not as bad as the first. I had my boy first, and he was a very easygoing baby. But my daughter just whinged for so long. I mean, she still hasn't stopped, so I mean, that says something.
Wasn't it about a year ago the last time I spilled water? Because
I don't know.
it was right when I was almost done building. Because I think it was like December last year is the last time I spilled water. Right? It was the cat that did it. It was before.
I remember it happening, but I don't remember how long ago it was.
That's why I need coffee. Okay. That's why I need coffee. I'm not a person right now. My brain is like, I are Scott.
Wait, so you're quitting coffee then, right? That's what you're doing?
No. I'm just like disgustingly addicted to coffee. I have like a pot of coffee a day, if not more than, and that's not even an exaggeration. And so it's one of those like every once in a while, you just got to kind of purge it from the system. Otherwise, it doesn't, you have to kind of like reset the addiction, which is why I get rid of it for a couple of days. Yesterday, I was able to actually go through without getting a real headache. I got like a mild, like you could almost like a pre-headache when you kind of like feel it coming on, but it never settled in. So I'll give you a pot. Wait a second. And luckily that was like not so bad. So today I most likely wouldn't get any effects like that. So I'd be like, okay, cool. Mm-hmm. Now if I switch to decaf, then I'm like, okay, at least I can enjoy fake coffee, like almost like what's it called? Placebo me. You know what I mean? Placebo me, baby. But anyways, so today's like the day I need it. It's the 18-hour day, even though it doesn't feel like I'm doing anything right now. It feels like I'm just sitting here going, So it starts swimming down and towards a thing. You look over at it and can you feel? Oh, you thought this bit was over. Love tonight. So you make your way. So you guys make your way over to the current, and it's one of those things where you don't know how on this whole like you felt one current before, but you're not familiar. You're just inside this place where it's just cold and dark, and you can't really see much around you because you have dark vision, 60 feet.
Yeah.
And you're in a world that's 360 all around, so on and so forth. And then finally you feel all of a sudden the thing is it's moving. It takes like not a full like perfect 90, but it takes a pretty hard turn downwards. And all of a sudden the temperature inside the bubble starts to drop rapidly. Whereas beforehand it was cool. Or like one of those, yeah, put a sweater on, you'll be fine. Yeah, I'm good. To all of a sudden, oh boy, it's frigid. And not like Australian frigid, like real frigid. Like the rest of the planet. And so you're sitting there like, oh shit, like very quickly the bubble starts to get very cold. You can actually see after like the first minute or so of this happening, I imagine not even saying anything to him because you obviously know he knows what he's doing. As the bubble starts like going in, he eventually kind of like pulls himself back into the bubble in its entirety. So all 8 of his legs are inside the bubble. And you can see even he is kind of like using his other 4 tentacles to wrap around and warm up the 4 tentacles that were inside the water, because that's also a bit cold for him. So cold actually that you can literally see the edges of the bubble starting to get a bit of frost on it. Now the bubble itself is not solid. It moves. It fluctuates a bit, right? It has what's the word I'm looking for? Give, right? So you can actually see it's getting a little bit of a frost, and he'll actually look at you, as I imagine you have like a quizzical look, or just inspecting it yourself, being as perceptive as you are. I'll look in your face. He'll actually look over at you, or they'll actually look over at you and say, this is where we have to begin to be careful. The bubble is going to be frigid, and so the elasticity is going to be much less. It has a chance of breaking now. So as you move, do so with a bit of care. Nothing like when you first got into the bubble, please.
He looks at him and he's just like, I'll try not to move at all.
Yeah.
And you'd see he's very cautious, I guess, but he's shitting himself. So.
And much like what I was talking about, sitting here, being like, flump, blum, blum, because that's, even though it's a nice 63 freedom here, it is cold when you stay still for a long period of time. You're at a degree much lower than 63 freedom, probably closer to say like a 20 degree freedom or less. That being said, just sitting still is cold. It's very cold for you. So you're probably going to need to make me a fortitude save, sir.
So I don't need to take the endure elements?
Not yet.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, if it's not time and it's only going to get colder, I suppose I'll make the fort save.
You're actually able to go a considerable amount of time without needing to take one of these potions. It's actually at one point the stuff itself breaks down and says, I must say, well, my constitution is great. This is starting to get to me. May I have one of those so that I can bring warmth back to my tentacles? And you're like, no, and then it wraps 4 of its legs around your throat and squeezes you like fucking Bart Simpson.
He looks at him and he says, I only have the one.
You bought 6 of them?
We didn't buy any endure elements.
Oh, no. Water breathing. But yeah, you can use endure elements if you want. That's fine.
Well, if it's the water breathing one, I'll just use one of them because I have a lot of them. So yeah, I'll give him one.
Endure elements actually lasts for 24 hours. It's actually a longer lasting spell.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, sure, I'll do that, and I'll give him one of the water breathing, which is what he wants. Correct?
Well, that's what he was asking for. But I'm saying if you wanted to save that because it's a more expensive one,
well, I'm going to need the endure elements, but he wants one anyway. So I'll give him one of the water breathing.
He can breathe water no matter what.
But isn't that what he was asking for? Because he didn't know that I had the endure elements, right?
100% correct. Yes. The only reason I'm saying this is I'm saying if you wanted to save that.
Well, I have 6 of them, and I know I'll need them. But if I use the endure elements, at least I'll be safe on that front.
Okay. Whatever you're happy with.
Yeah.
So you give the water breathing, and you don't need to take the other one yet yourself.
Yeah.
So he takes the water breathing, and eventually is just like, while strange to drink, it is nice to have the warmth returned. I will rest now. Please wake me if you see anything alarming.
His eyes widen. He's like, okay. What should I be looking out for?
The deeper we go, the darker it gets. And so, the creatures down here are strange, though some of them surprisingly large. If you see something moving out there that you can't easily identify, awaken me.
He nods.
There's a lot of things that swim around out there that you can't identify because they're outside the periphery of what you can see. Yes, 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 yes. You have dark vision. La-di fucking da. But you're not dealing with just darkness as you go deeper and deeper into the ocean. You deal with darkness and particulates inside the water. So instead of just being able to see clearly 60 feet in front of you, you actually have a very hazed view, anything beyond 10 or maybe 15 feet beyond. Anything beyond that is either nothing there because you can't see it from the haze, or you're pretty sure you saw something and nothing down here is small. But again, you're not sure because of the haze. I know Grishka has a very high perception, but you are also looking through heavily obscured heavy concealment or whatever in the water down here. You can't hear anything either. It's not like you hear splashing of water or thumping or anything like that. It just does not. Be careful. Scott has one warning rule of prequel references. I don't know what that means. One warning rule of prequel references. Do you know what Josh is talking about?
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Sure.
Me neither. I think his sentence structure has been hit since he became Daddy Squared. So,
I mean, it does that.
yeah, it makes less and less sense. I'm like, okay. So continuing on, we yeah, my apologies. You heading down. At one point in time, you see something that swings by pretty darn close to the friggin' bubble that genuinely frightens you because it is not small. It is very large, but most importantly, it's incredibly long. Incredibly long. This thing looks like a massive snake moving through the water. You're not sure if it moved past you or you moved past it, but it is so massive. You don't see neither a head nor a tail. You just see this large, long, snake-like creature. I don't know if that's something that you would wake it up to, or you would just kind of...
Of course he would.
Yep.
Straight away.
Okay, so what do you do?
Lenny.
What are you saying?
Lenny.
What is that? It says, looking around.
That's what you told me your name was.
It looks at you and shakes its head and says, I would not have said that name.
I could have sworn you did. It suits you.
It shakes its head and says, no. Lenny sounds like... Lenny sounds like Joey. One of those throwaway names you would give to something you have no care for.
That's not true at all. But to the point that I woke you up for, and he would explain what he's seen. I don't know if it's still around or not.
You would just...
It's huge.
Yep.
Huge. I didn't see... Yeah.
Continue, I'm sorry.
He was just going to say, I didn't see either... I didn't see its head or its fins or whatever this thing was. Looked like a giant snake.
Was it somewhat translucent?
Yeah. Nods.
Did it pass by a second time?
It didn't, did it? Shakes his head.
I don't believe it was a snake.
What was it?
A colony.
Oh, what?
It's a group of things that live inside of a communal area. I don't know much beyond that because there's strange things that grow inside of it. But it's a colony of strange things. Have you seen any lights in the dark?
Shakes his head. There's light down here.
If there is, be frightened. We don't want to see lights in the dark. There are small creatures that exist, very small, that produce an amount of light to consume their prey. But on occasion, there are larger versions of them that will find their way about, attracting travelers to what would be a treasure otherwise. We want to avoid that. And the crustacean? Have you seen them?
No, I haven't.
There's a concern that I have. The crustacean are very likely guarding. Not intentionally guarding, that's the wrong word. We will most likely find the crustacean just outside of the area where we will switch from the world that we're in into the deep.
And the crustacean guards the entrance.
As I said, I used that word incorrectly. They don't guard it so much as feed near it, and we would be soft morsels to it. They are not small in size. One claw is large enough to probably grab both of us.
I imagine not being able to be seen doesn't help with these things. I know we're in a bubble, but I'm not sure if it can see into the bubble and see us there.
It would be able to. It does have eye stalks that it uses to sense things. The bubble, if it saw just that, it might gather its curiosity, might be interested in investigating the bubble, because it wouldn't fully understand what it is, because it is different here. But it may work. Do you have the ability to do that thing that you did before?
I do.
I could only take the form of what's near to me, what I can see or touch. So I will not have the ability to do similar.
Can I not turn you invisible as well?
I don't know the limits of your power.
Well, it's worth a try. Before, if it fails, you take the form of whatever it was you were about to say.
It nods. It reaches a tentacle outside of the water, and then grabs a bit of the water and tastes it, and is like, "It is getting salty here, and it is very cold. We will be nearby, probably another day or so, and we will arrive at the entrance to the deep. I am a bit cold, however. Do you mind sharing with me another one of those?"
He'll give him another one.
You haven't drank your potion yet. It's getting a lot more cold now. Make me another fortitude save.
Why would I make you a fortitude save when I had the potion, and as soon as I started feeling like, I could just take it? Sounds like you're trying to rob me.
I'm actually trying to save you the potion.
Are you actually?
Yeah, because if you make the save, you don't need the potion yet.
Oh, okay. All right. That's all it is. All right. Good guy, Scott. I should never have doubted you.
Raerin is definitely a clone. He is not a Sith.
19.
Are you happy with that, or do you want to try to luck it?
I'll probably need the luck.
For
I don't
this,
know
right?
how much it is.
Do you need the luck for this?
No, I'm gonna need it for something, I reckon.
You don't even know how much luck you have.
No, I don't know how much I have. Fine. I see that little smile on your face. If I have one luck, then I might even have no luck. All right, anyway.
Well, I'm going to find out.
Why not? 20. Oh, I got 4. All right, I'm good.
You actually don't need the potion quite just yet, which is probably a good thing. It'll allow you to save it for the future.
Okay.
So you end up I made him use a resource. So you make your way down deeper and further. You're getting very cold. You're getting to the point where it's like, I don't know how much longer I can go like this. It's pretty freaking cold after another day of travel. But you can see down there that the ground below, it does seem to stand out. There seems to be something that is giving off a bit of light, a bit of a glow to it. When you see it, I imagine you will look a bit concerned over at the Ceph, trying to
Immediately, yeah.
get its attention. And it says, "No, this isn't it. As I've said, I've been to here before, but I've never passed through. That glow, that is coming from the pools themselves, from where it is that we will traverse. However, the crustacean, we must be wary for them. How long does your effect last?"
Where is it? A minute a level.
So 9 minutes?
So 9 minutes.
It says, perhaps we should wait until we're a little bit closer before we activate it then. Be on lookout. As soon as you see one of them, they probably will be able to see one of us. Try to keep a lookout and see if you can find any of them. Perception check. Are you happy with your 32?
Yeah, I'll take the 32.
So, as you guys are traveling down further, you actually at one point see, because it said there's a bit of a glow there, you see that there is something that moves, almost like a shadow, but it is not small in size. This thing is absolutely massive. I mean massive. We're talking like, Tomator wasn't always this drab. This glam. I was a drab little crab once. You know, I don't know if you get the reference. You don't look like you get the reference.
No, I didn't. I actually didn't.
You didn't watch Moana with your children?
I did, but I watched it like once while I was doing something. Wow. They've watched it a bunch of times, but yeah.
I love Moana. It's really good. So
you sure to check it out then?
Yeah. Oh, totally. It should be in the top 5 to watch those.
Yeah.
So anyways, it's an absolutely fucking massive crab. But what catches your eye isn't just the fact that you can see the shadows, the outline or shadowy movement of this one creature. It's the fact that you don't just see the one, you see there are others nearby. There are many of these crabs about. Only one like close enough that it's genuinely alarming. But the fact that there are others there, and you don't know how quickly they move. If there are any like crabs on the surface generally move slowly at first, but they can explode into movement if need be. It's one of the reasons why they move sideways. It's so efficient, right? Anyways, so you're going to have to quickly cast your invisibility on the two of you guys. So you cast the invisibility, and now it's a matter of just trying to hide your way through. Why don't you go ahead and roll me your stealth as you're trying not to be noticed by this drab little crab once.
Yeah, sure. I will do that. All right, so is it plus 20?
Yeah.
Okay, good. So we'll just add 20 onto this. All right, I need a good check here.
All right. Ooh.
Okay, there you go.
And as for him, because you made him invisible as well, why don't you go ahead and just roll me a flat D20? I'll put it in your hands. I got the modifier in my head. By the way, if you roll a 1, it's on you.
Oh, yeah, you just want to call that out, boy? Okay, sweet.
Wow. Actually rolled really, 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 really well. Well, you rolled what, a 6 for yourself and a 15 for him. The two of you are more or less imperceptible. However, as which was the concern, the thing will of course notice the bubble. So out of curiosity, it does. You can see as you're getting closer, you can actually finally see the details of this crab. Again, this thing is absolutely massive. You stand about as tall as one of its eye stalks. As one of its eye stalks. You've seen a crab before in real life, yes?
No.
Oh, really?
No, I've never seen a crab.
Oh, if you're holding a crab in your hand, and eye stalks are really, really, really small on the crab. So for me to say you're standing about as tall as the eye stalk, this thing is like absolutely, it's colossal sized. It is a massive, massive crab. So you can see that its eye stalks are following the bubble, like looking at it, like as it's a curiosity. Do you have any ideas of what you want to try to do to dissuade the crab from looking at the bubble, or distract it, or move the bubble in case there's it tries to attack? Any plans whatsoever?
Well, just so happens that I can make my voice come from somewhere that it isn't. I can.
Oh, ventriloquism. Mummer's rough.
Yes, Mummer's rough. It
Mummer's
does that.
rough. Ah, how far away does it allow you to throw it?
Let me look it up.
There you go, Tesh. I knew Tesh. Is Waterworld? Is this a I'm pretty sure Tank Girl is an Australian movie. Is Waterworld an Australian movie? Also, Waterworld's a boomer movie, so welcome to the Boomer Club. You get to be a boomer bandit yourself.
It says 25 feet plus 5 feet for 2 levels, but I don't know what this magic item is. I assume it's just at 25 feet.
No. It's called Mummer's Rough, so it actually has that cast.
Yeah, but it says as per the... Oh, it has the thing.
Yep. Mummer's Rough is a caster level of 5. So you said plus 5 feet per 2 levels, so it's another 20 feet. So 45 feet. That's not small. I mean, granted, that's about as long as this creature is, you know? But so you can maybe do, if it's coming up to you, you can do something from like above its butt or something, you know?
Yeah, I guess. I mean, that's the only thing I can do. I'm kind of going off the expertise of Lenny the Octopus.
Lenny the excuse me, who?
Lenny the Octopus.
You say Lenny the Octopus, and he's like, "What, man? What? What do I have to do?" And all of a sudden, the crab is like,
yes, seems about right.
So yeah. So do you say anything? Do you try to inform him of your plan? What do you say or do?
Keeping my eye on it, I would whisper really, really quietly. If it shows any interest, I can make my voice appear behind it. That's the only thing I can do, unless you have anything else to say.
Best thing I can attempt to do is to move us, if need be. I'll quickly need another potion, and truth be told, to keep us safe, I should probably have one of the greater ones, so I can maintain maneuverability as we traverse from here to there. Shall I drink one now and prepare myself for it?
The reason we got 2 was because we both needed one, right? That was what he said.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, if that was the plan all along, I would leave it up to him. I'll tell you, if you think you can handle that, try and hold off. But if you need it to get us through, we need to get through.
It has the ability to not just stay here. It can follow us for a small degree in. I've seen them walk.
Yeah, that's all I needed to hear. and I'll give him the potion.
Okay. Nods. Oh, the warmth. Oh. And it lowers its tentacles into the water. It keeps itself held inside the bubble, though you can't see it. Keeps itself held inside the bubble by 3 of its tentacles, and the other 5 of them are inside the water. And has itself prepared to move you guys if need be. It's not swimming. It's not doing anything. It's just allowing the current to continue to pull you guys down and down and down as it is. And then as the crab is looking at the bubble and very interested in what's going on, it's like it says to you, whispering, I need to start swimming now. Otherwise, the current's going to pass us by. This is where we're going to be vulnerable. And then you can feel it swimming. Kind of like those, the way that the squids move in the Mario Brothers. The, it starts moving with all of its thrusting power, pulling you out of the stream and away from it, and then down towards the pool that's there.
I would ask him to tell me, when to use that ability.
Mm-hmm. So you can actually notice that, like I said before, one of the eye stalks is kind of watching you before. But as you guys continue to move closer and closer towards the pool and moving in a bit of a sporadic way, because of oh Jesus Christ, Josh, because of the way that it's moving and whatnot, it definitely catches the crustacean's attention. So multiple eye stalks turn and look towards you guys, and this is something with your 32 perception you're able to easily notice. So you can see that. You can see that it's looking towards you. It's bringing its attention towards you. As you guys get even closer and closer to the actual pool, which I'll describe the pool in a moment, you can actually see the entire crab. It starts to move its whole body. It's actually turns itself like about face. So it's looking towards you guys, which of course means that it's massive, massive claws. Think about it. If one of its eye stalks is about as tall as you are, one of its claws is enough to clip a building. You know what I mean? Like a small building. Like it can pick up a school bus. Like this thing is absolutely massive. So you see the creature turning itself about face. It definitely has its attention towards you. Do you do it now?
I would ask. I'd say it's watching us. Do I act now?
So yeah, you look.
It's starting to move.
Yeah. You say, "Do I act now?" It says, "Yes," and I will swim a bit harder. And one of its tentacles kind of like comes up and then goes down, so it actually has 6 of its tentacles down, and it's pinning itself in the bubble by only 2.
Okay.
Jake goes over and kicks it in the head. Yeet.
I will do that.
Okay. And what's your? I believe you have to make a check when you're using this ability.
No, you have to make a will save to disbelieve it as an illusion, but you still hear it anyway.
You still have to make a bluff check to imitate another's voice.
Oh. You want me to make? Oh yeah, a bluff check. I'll make a bluff check. 23.
Jesus Christ, Jake. Like, you watch all the campaigns, everybody struggles with skill checks. Everybody struggles with skill checks in all the games. And you just walk in here and you're like, yeah, I know what 6 skills Scott makes me roll. I've watched his other campaigns. I'm just going to invest heavily in those 6 skills and say, fuck it to everything else. So see, my AC is really high. He can't hit me. Okay, so not skill, but still right there. And then let's see, stealth. All right, got that. Intimidate. Okay, got that. Perception. Okay, got that. Stealth. Yeah, make it work. You know, like, I agree with you.
Look, I'm trying, all right? I'm trying.
But when he does, he thinks an eagle is an owl.
Look, it is an owl. It's been established multiple times.
Are we on like season 6 of this campaign, and you still think that eagle is an owl? The eagle's not even there anymore.
Is this 6?
I think it is. I don't remember. So
6 seasons in.
And you think an eagle's an owl. So
Yep.
You can make your voice seem to issue from someplace else. You can speak any language you know with respect to such voices and sounds. Anyone who hears has to make a save to recognize it's illusionary. And it's a will save to disbelieve. Yes, this crustacean has the best of will saves. 1 second. What is the DC, sir?
What would the DC be for? It's like an item ability.
Yeah. Sorry. My apologies. It's based off of, so it's cash level. So it's a second level spell, right? Ventriloquism. First level spell, so it's DC 11.
Yep.
Plus the minimum spellcasting modifier you need for that is a 0. So it's DC 11 coming from a magic item.
Okay. Well, it's DC 11. It's DC 11.
Um,
The fact of the matter is, it doesn't like it. Like I said, it still hears the sound anyway, which is the thing I'm banking on.
Yeah, it's the fact that it's a big old crab. So it's not exactly like it has a strong will save. You know what I mean?
I mean, you can easily roll over that though.
I rolled a natural 10 with my natural modifier of -1, and I fail. The DC 11.
That's lucky. That's very lucky.
Yeah. So
DC 11.
What was it? Yeah, DC 11. Yep. So you actually succeed. It fails its check. What do you say? What do you do? What is the plan here?
Well, I don't know how the spell works. Whether it's going to hear the voice properly or not, because it's underwater anyway. But it's magic, so I guess he's just going to speak in Aquan, and just be like, "Hey, crab, hey, you, crab, time." He's just gonna keep saying stuff like that, and if it doesn't appear to be listening, he'll I don't know, yell or something.
It made me think of Finding Nemo again, with the birds be like, mine, and the crowd's like, hey.
That was so good.
No, the best part was the lobsters with the Bostonian accent.
Oh yeah.
It was like, hey, listen here, you lobster. Like, it was so funny.
Did you identify with the lobster?
I mean, of course, I love lobster, and I grew up in Boston, so that accent I find offensive and awful. So it's terrible. I can't stand the Bostonian accent. So
you need to have like a Patreon goal, or like I don't know, some type of sub goal where you do like a full stream in your actual accent. Not the one you pretend to have.
This is my actual accent. I intentionally lost the Bostonian accent when I was a teenager because it's offensive and terrible.
Get it back.
But what I could do is like it'll be a one shot with just family, and everybody has to play like just straight up obnoxious Southie. Like we'll do like a what's that game called? A vampire or werewolf, like a World of Darkness campaign taking place in South Boston.
Honestly, that sounds great. I think it needs to happen.
Oh, it'd be so funny.
You just think of that number.
You know, see, you got it right there. Number. That's right, guy. Yeah. Got to think of that number. All right. Anyways, continuing on. So, I need you to make one more check for me, but this time it's not actually for Grishka. It is the strength or the swim check for this creature.
Okay. Just another D20.
Yeah, except they're allowed to take a 10. So, and because it's a naturally swimming creature, has a natural +8 to its swim skill, so it can naturally take an 18 plus all of its skill check modifiers. But do you want to roll for me to see if we can get better than a 10?
Probably not. If I just take a 10, it's a swimming creature. It can swim.
Oh, no. Otto's right. Call it the Cthulhu campaign instead. Like, what the fuck, guy? They killed Jimmy. Like, could you fucking... What is it? Could you fucking believe that? They fucking lobbed his head off. What the fuck?
Nice.
Sorry,
see,
guys.
It's coming together already. We've set it in motion. Okay, it's happening.
Call it Cthulhu Bostonian campaign, where you root for the monsters. It'll be non-stream, so it'll be completely offensive. just like nonstop, just all the horrible things you're not supposed to say, but everybody in Boston does. It'll be great. It'll be great. You have to pay.
Green's taking up the Boston spirit. Have a read of that one.
Oh, what does it say? It was the only question of time before Grish got the crabs. Oh.
Well done. You got to give it to him.
All right, moving on.
Moving on.
So, you want to roll D20 to see if you can get better than the 10, or do you want him to just take his natural?
I think the natural should be enough.
Okay, and you want to luck it, just
in
case. Go ahead. Oh, wow, that's really good, actually. So he was able to breach a 30 because you gave him that +4 right there. That's awesome. You got a 31 total. He was going to take a 27. So he's a huge thrust. He does, and just starts swimming frantically down. Like right as you be like, hey, crabby. Hey, crabs, crabby. As the thing like starts whipping around to see what that noise is behind it, kind of like, trying to grab at what it is making the noise behind it. Its eye stalks kind of like moving around, quickly trying to identify where this is, the thing's coming from. And as the things, you guys start just thrusting very, very quickly down as hard as you can. And then all of a sudden, you puncture to the actual lake that's down there. Now, to describe what this is, I'm sure you guys have actually, somebody had posted this on our Discord ages ago. I'm sure you guys have actually watched SpongeBob SquarePants. I haven't because that show's terrible. But you know that in SpongeBob SquarePants, there's sometimes they'll go to the beach and there's actually like an ocean that they'll go and visit down there. Well, it's actually based off of a little bit of scientific fact where there's literally areas at the bottom of the ocean where the amount of salt, the salinity, I think is the correct word for it, is so intense, it's so friggin' salty, the water that's down there, it literally makes like pools, like lakes, and some of them are small puddles and some of them are absolutely brine pools, absolutely massive pools that look like a Great Lake or whatever down at the bottom of the ocean. And it's just, again, the salinity there is just absolutely ridiculous. In this world, what we're doing right here, this is the border between the plane of water and a plane of salt. So literally, as you guys are swimming down, you hit this pool, and just the viscosity of this pool is so incredibly high. It's almost like hitting something solid, right? Because you have to imagine if going from air to water can have a bit of a punch to somebody that is going from literally air to liquid. This is going from a liquid to a much denser liquid, right? So is the pool white? Around the rim of the pool is white, which is one of the reasons why it has a bit of a glow. The pool itself is not white. It's relatively clear, but it has a bit of a glow to it again, because this isn't a real brine pool. This is the portal between one plane and another. So anyways, as you puncture into this, you can feel just like everything, just even the water inside the bubble, so the air inside the bubble where you are, it's a bit salty, like it's making you thirsty. You ever like accidentally have something that's just way too salty, like you just put too much. Now, I personally, I don't like a lot of salt. I can't stand when things are salty. So, you gave that smirk like you were thinking about the last time you and Neil together. I know what you were thinking of. So, I don't like it when things are very salty. So anything even has just normal amounts, I'm like, but we're talking like intense, like you lick the salt lick. You know what I mean? But anyways, so you can taste that in the air, just puncturing through. But you're not quite away from the crab yet. You can also see that your friend's there, the Seth. He's swimming hard, and you can see its face. Well, you can't see its face. You can hear it give like a bit of a grunt as you puncture through and swim through into the actual salt plane itself. And it's like, oh God, this is not comfortable. It's literally burning, and is trying to continue to swim through. Now, the crab itself is absolutely massive. and it lives by here. It must have some degree of resistance to this because the claw, realizing that something had punched the pool and caused a ripple and punctured through because of, again, the way the water kind of moved, is just almost like reflexively reaching down and through and trying to snatch at you guys again. Do you have any other last second plans, hopes, anything you got, Grishka? Or are you just going to strap in and hope that your buddy here is able to swim hard enough?
I mean, you're really pushing it. You're really. Look, I don't have anything else. I can throw my voice again and, hope that the crab's too dumb to realize. But apart from that, what have I got? Like, nothing. I have nothing. I have expeditious retreat, but it doesn't work with swimming.
Only counts on, yeah. Was it based?
And it only counts on myself. Yeah.
Yeah.
If I can see it and the things like coming at us, I can attempt to cast a spell on it and just see if it'll just shock it.
Like what?
Bone shaker.
You can try that, sure. Its bones are literally.
Yeah, I realized that. I was just like, looking at the thing.
So it tries to pinch you. It's like,
because that's my only.
That's a good spell. It's also a will save spell, isn't it?
I don't think it is.
Oh, it might be a fortitude save.
Yeah, I think it's a fortitude save. I mean, that's all I've got.
Bone shaker. So what's the saving throw?
Oh, you know what I did have, which I should have used? Fearsome duplicate.
What's that?
Would have been interesting. I've used it once before. I'll just pop it in.
Is this the one that makes you look like God or whatever?
Yeah.
Oh, you can still use it.
So wait, would Bone Checker work on this thing?
I mean, potentially. Why not? Why not? Its exoskeleton is still bones.
True. I mean, I'd probably do that then.
Yeah.
That's probably the best thing to do.
I mean, it's exoskeleton.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I'll cast that on it. Are we dimensional traveling right now?
Yes.
So if I cast dimensional anchor on it, would it not be able to go through the portal?
Pop a dimensional anchor in there for me. That's a really, 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 really good question. It's actually a really brilliant one. Hold on, let me see. A green ray springs from your hand. You must make a ranged touch attack. That should be easy to hit the target. Any creature or object struck by the ray is covered with a shimmering emerald field that completely blocks extra-dimensional travel. Extra-dimensional travel. Forms of movement barred by a dimensional anchor include astral projection, blink, dimension door, ethereal jaunt, etherealness, gate. Oh, gate sounds like it applies. Maze, plane shift sounds like it applies. Shadow walk, teleport, and similar spell-like abilities. This also prevents the use of gate or teleportation circle for the duration of the spell. A dimensional anchor does not interfere with the movement of a creature already in the ethereal astral forms plane. Nor does it block extra-dimensional perceptions or attack forms. Yeah, I would say it works. I would say it works.
Because that's what we were worried about, right? It coming through the portal and grabbing us.
Yeah, I would say that is brilliant, and it's a will save to. No, it's an attack roll, so no save, right?
Yeah. Yep, that's correct.
That's absolutely brilliant. Okay, I like it. I like that a lot. Whereas, Bone Shaker, which I understand what you're saying, chitin versus marrow, but it's still an exoskeleton. I would still allow it to work. I'm going to sit there and be like, oh, doesn't work on spiders. It works on bugs and shit. It's fine.
Yeah. Well, so what is it, a ranged touch attack?
Correct.
So I can swift action to increase my chance to hit, which I'm definitely going to do. But how do I roll that? Is it just the on the
1d20
character
plus your
sheet?
base attack bonus plus your
Is it
your
the thing that
dexterity.
says literally ranged on there? Like you've got melee, then you've got ranged.
I think it is. Yes, sir. Yep.
All right, so I will
Rolls a natty 1.
add onto it. I mean, it could happen.
Oh shit! I just remembered every time I say that to you, you do, and you've already rolled a
Yeah,
couple
so
20s.
this will be your fault.
Oh no! Oh no!
Where is it? Is that it?
Maybe it won't work because I didn't say it right as you rolled. We gotta break the streak at some point. We have to break the streak at some point. We have to. I can't go on forever, Jake. I can't.
Of course.
I can't.
My thing isn't applying, which it should.
What thing?
My judgment.
Probably because your judgment applies to the attacks that are down. Let me see your character sheet, sir.
Yeah, it doesn't change the thing there, so we could, if
So
you don't mind, just adding it. Is cool.
Just add it to miscellaneous. Like open that up
10.
for a second.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see. All right. So.
Oh. To be clear, I didn't see this. You were actually handed a Winifred's Wisdom.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, I don't want to have the bubble pop. I will use it now.
Okay.
So it's going to be +7. It's probably... All right, let's go. Okay.
See, I didn't say it as you rolled, so you were safe. So, and you get what? Well, how much on top of that?
No, that's what I get.
Oh, including the +5 from Winifred's?
Yep.
Cool. So you definitely hit with a DC, with a attack roll of 25 against a colossal sized crab creature. Yeah, you hit it.
I figured I would hit it, but I'm not risking the thing.
Its touch AC is like a 7. So yeah,
well, I don't care.
You absolutely hit it, sir. You definitely hit it. So and yeah, so you hit this thing. So as the thing's swimming as hard as God, this burns a little. You're like, hold on. Like, describe this to us. I want to hear how because you've never cast Dimensional Anchor before.
I haven't. I only just picked it up at the last level.
Well, I'm glad you picked it up. It's amazing.
I know. I've been saving it for the Arcane Congress. So,
Josh, your mom's a 7.
Right. Well. Yeah. He just probably. He reaches forward, putting his hand on the bubble, and there's his whole palm starts to glow, and then it's like that palm print projects out, and it's like this green light grabs at the crab, and it just envelops its whole being.
As it tries to puncture into the brine pool, it instead hits it like it's a sheet of ice and just like smacks into it and pulls this huge, massive claw back and with much more force smacks into it again. This time smashing it so hard, it may very well have cracked its shell. Probably not. It's designed for this. And it kind of like stops. And then starts like tapping at the ice, seeing if it can find a way in or a way to break through, because it's genuinely confused as to what the hell just happened. It's never been stopped before. You puncture through, and your friends there is like, I'm not sure what you did, but it seemed to work. I'll be able to go on for a bit, but then I will definitely need some time to rest, and I'm going to need some water to rinse this off. Oh, this burns. And then continues to swim deeper and deeper and deeper into the area of salt before eventually, even though the water here is getting much thicker and much more viscous, it eventually will come to to take a break for a bit. After it finally does take its break and kind of gathers itself, you guys are going to be able to have him swim a bit more before finally you come to an area where you actually resurface and you're no longer inside liquid salt. any longer. You're actually able to kind of like come up to a shoreline where you're in an area that is just in the plane of salt. Now, the plane of salt itself is dangerous because even just being here, you could feel your skin drying. You could feel every part of you is uncomfortable. As you come to the shore, you can stay in the bubble. You can stay in the bubble a bit more. He informs you of that. We should probably gather our rest before we continue on any further, but I must warn you. I must warn you, as soon as we burst this bubble, the full effects of the plane will be upon us. This is going to be very dangerous for the two of us, especially me. We need to be prepared for what it is that we're against. I suggest you rest well.
I'll nod, and I'll say, you get some rest as well. I imagine this is not going to be pleasant.
Nods and says, I'll sleep now. I've exhausted. You know, obviously he's been doing all the work for a long time now, so of course you can let him get the heavy sleep, and you can kind of stay up and keep watch for a bit. You see nothing around you. No people. No creatures. No movement. No anything. Just salty shoreline with barely a current going back and forth, more like the shore of a lake than it is the shore of the ocean, where there's waves in an ocean. It's more like the shore of a lake where it barely moves, just a little bit back and forth. The shore itself is nice sandy beaches, salty beaches, with large rocks, salt formations growing out of it. And before you, there's a mountain of salt on the other side of that plain of salt. You're not sure where it is you're supposed to go next. You're in the deep now. Now you need to find your way to the dark. After the thing kind of passes out, falls asleep, you sitting there quietly contemplating, wondering what it's like, it's going to be like moving forward. Occasionally looking over, checking, make sure that Joey's okay. And Joey's doing fine. But then you hear, hello.
I'll look around.
You see just outside of the bubble an imp standing there. A familiar looking imp.
Phaedra.
Yes.
It's not nice out there, is it?
It is tolerable.
I don't look forward to joining you out there. What do I have the pleasure?
Well,
he says very sarcastically, obviously.
Yep. It seems as though you're not joining me, but I'll be joining you from now on.
How is that so?
It is.
Do tell. Why?
Because by contract, I am still a liaison. And so I was brought here to be with you.
Why? Shouldn't you be joining Raerin?
Raerin is no more.
Krisha takes a deep breath. Explain.
There's nothing to explain. Raerin is no more.
So, what your friend, we'll say, told me was true? He's dead. His voice breaks a little.
He shakes his head and says, "No, you denied him death. He's no more."
I have no idea what you're talking about. I don't understand.
And you wouldn't. But maybe you will. It's Not my place to explain.
Well, you're here to help, are you not? I'm asking you directly. What do you mean?
And you're immortal, and there are laws.
Well, as confused as I am, I'll get the answers that I seek. I'm going to see the Arbiter.
He nods and
I'm sure
says,
we'll...
Go ahead.
Yes, I'm sure whatever you're alluding to, he'll explain. But
No.
I was not giving you his soul or ours.
He shrugs and says, we all make mistakes. I believe it's this way, he says, gesturing towards a cave mouth to mountain.
You know the way there?
Yes and no. I have never gone this path before, but I can see a path before us. There's good news traveling here. There aren't really many creatures that would want that live here, let alone that would want to kill you. The bad news is the plane itself wants to consume you. No god resides here right now. There is no life here, aside from the small amounts that dwindle from before. This place is mostly empty.
How quickly can we get out of here?
I'm not sure. But if you're willing to keep pushing, quicker than I think we could with others. He does gesture at the thing on the lying down and sleeping and says, well, that might slow us down.
He's accompanying us. I'm not going to leave him here to die. He's the reason I'm here.
Nods and
Tell
says,
me,
you're putting your own life at risk.
Of course. Tell me, what? This is the part I don't know about. I hadn't spoken with Raerin about it. What is your function? What is your tie into this? What are you supposed to do?
Liaison. You ask questions and I give answers if possible, and I can summon him for you when the time is right. Also to provide bits of aid here and there where possible. Like, and then gestures towards the cave mouth again.
He looks at him and he says, make sure you do everything you can to get me where I need to be. Because if Raymond's gone, I have use for your master.
I will gladly make sure for you, but you realize that your friend is going the wrong way.
What friend?
Ilen. He's heading to where Raerin was. He could only find death there.
And what do you suggest?
You have the ability to switch between one location and the next. I was sent here because I am supposed to be with you, but you can use your power to send me to Ilen. I will find him and correct his course.
Do you have the ability to send messages?
Not like that, no.
Why would I send you when I could just go there myself?
Because you are much closer than he is.
I do not trust you. I will tell Ilen myself.
He shrugs and says, I've never lied to you before. I've never lied to Raerin
Grishka
either.
looks at him and is literally like, I don't know you. Like, I've seen you a couple of times, casted, removed invisibility or whatever it is, and you just happen to be lurking around. So your trust is
You didn't know
really
me
well
because
placed.
Raerin kept me a secret from you.
Yes.
Yes.
Repeat the first part.
You didn't know me because
Exactly. I
Raerin
still don't.
kept me a secret from you.
The first part was enough.
So if you have ire, let it be towards the one who keeps secrets.
He sighs and he says, Raerin will be with the Arbiter. And that's where we head.
He shakes his head and says, he will not. And then
We'll see.
And then just kind of like finds a little salt mound to sit on and goes, so uncomfortable.
I'm going to rest in here while I can before this plane starts trying to kill me.
Oh, it's already
Look
trying.
out, please.
He says,
Yes, but I have a little bit of protection.
Says, don't trust me to deliver a message, but you trust me to look after you while you're sleeping.
I don't trust your words. You've told me that you are obligated to help, and I'd rather inform Ilen of this myself. And he sits down the bubble, and he'll start chanting.
He shrugs, and that will be the end of that.
Will it? Can't I send my message so he
what message?
receives his message?
Sorry.
I'm gonna ritual cast message.
Ritual cast doesn't exist in this game.
You know what I mean? It takes me 10 minutes to do. For my
Oh,
thing.
your feet.
Yeah.
Sure. Can you? What spell is it?
Isn't message the spell?
Sending. Hi.
Sending. Yeah, sure.
Dude, I will gladly take a decaf so bad. Oh my god, I've yawned so many. Half the stream was yawning and me being tired, brain making no sense. I mean, I'm gonna blame it on Jake just because, you know.
Oh.
But oh my god, I feel bad for everybody. Just watching me be a train wreck. Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, especially Shinny. She's just kind of a sad person. Yeah. Your hair looks nice. You're welcome. Good morning. Sorry. I'm back.
Okay, so is sending the one that I've got to do?
What was that? I'm sorry?
That's one of the... It's sending that I have to...
Yes, sending. My apologies, yes.
Okay.
Sending.
And what does that give me? Let me have a look.
25 words. I just don't know if you could actually cast it because it is... Hold on. Inquisitor level 4. Fourth level spell. Do you have access to fourth level spells?
Is it not a
Is cleric
So I
level
can't-
4 as well? Oh, so you're fine. Yeah, cleric level 4. You can do that.
Yeah,
no
I'm good.
problem. Yep. Because there's
Wait.
like limitations or whatever. So
Yeah.
it's one of those feats that if it came out when the game first came out, people would be like, "That's broken as shit. I'm taking that." So it came out later on after tons of other stuff got broke. And Oklo just gave Grishka a what if it's wisdom, like right now.
Oh,
Yeah,
thank you.
guys, is this beautiful? By the way, this is a salt mine. Is this like genuinely beautiful? Like this is truly beautiful. Like, it makes you want to lick it.
Oh. Well, all right. So 25 words.
25 words or less.
All right. He would say,
Wow, no.
Ilen. Return. Ilen, it's Grishka.
Oh man, I hope it actually starts that way. Ilen, return. No, Ilen, it's Grishka.
It does not do that.
I wanted to.
Ilen, it's Grishka. Listen, because you need to pass this on to Tesh. Ilen,
Tesh is here. Tesh is listening.
well, you stop interrupting me, okay? All right, Ilen,
Do you want
it's
me to stop doing
Grishka.
that now?
Return to the Arbiter immediately. Raerin is not in the place he was. Return to the negative plane at once.
That sounds like too many words.
It's not. It was 23. Thanks.
I can't remember what he said. Can somebody clip that for me so we can just send it to Tesh?
No.
Okay. And you cast your spell. Before you do that, before we do anything else, I need you to do me a favor.
Mm-hmm.
Need you to roll me a d20.
Don't say anything. You close your mouth now. Keep it closed. Do not open it.
Just roll
I don't want to hear a
d20.
single word. Yep. Do not speak, please. I don't want to hear it. And stop thinking.
Roll a
as
1.
well. Just. Okay, good.
I was hoping so bad. It's been. Yeah, Steve, you're right. Chat does do those. You're right. I need somebody to roll me a D100, please. And remember, a 1 to 5 means the spell doesn't go through.
I have already rolled, and we
I
agreed
need
upon
somebody
that
in
roll.
chat to roll me that D100. Any one of you. I don't care who.
No, you can roll it anyway, but I'm taking my successful cast.
Anno, you failed. Like most things at life, you failed this. Anybody else? Anybody who isn't Anno? Anno rolled a 66.
He did, and
Snaga rolled a 61. What did Green and Viking roll? Can I get Green and Viking to roll one more time?
Oh, this is how we do things over at Daelric, is it?
We don't
Keep going until we get something. Okay, I see how it works.
Can I add 5 to my roll? Why would you add 5 to your roll? Do you want to be 71? What are you old? All right. So if you add Josh to your roll, you can have 69. All right. Because Josh is a failure. To be Norway's age. Oof. All right. Your spell will go through. Everybody will be back in just a couple of minutes. We have to kick Jake out and get Tesh in here and see what's the what and the what and the where.
Thanks, guys. See you later.
Bye-bye. Oh, what do I think I clicked this button. Where's that button I click? It's this one. Hey, now they can't see us, but they can hear us. Is there anything you want to say to them now that you don't have to look at them?
I would love to actually thank them all for their support again, which we consistently get all the time. So thank you guys very much.
Okay, but now you're muted. Is there anything you really want to? Now, is there anything you really want to say to them?
All right, you ready for this one?
Yeah. You muted yourself. I couldn't. Please come again.
I don't think I could say that again.
Oh, you don't think so? Was it too far?
That was one of those. I put on my New Zealand accent, and what I had to say, I'll never say it again.
All right. Well, your New Zealand accent. All right, everybody, I'll be back in just a minute with Tesh. Back in a minute with the Tesh boy. Bye.